beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. Today we have something very special in store, something that you guys have been looking forward to. So we have two things that are happening in this video. One, I am finally showing you guys the yarn room, the craft room, the office, whatever you want to call it, this space that you have been seeing me in now for a little bit. I figured I wanted it to be perfect for me to show it to you guys, but then I'm like, okay, the longer that I'm in here and using the room, it's actually going to become more lived in and not so pretty looking. So I want to go ahead and show it to you guys before it gets, you know, not as exciting and new and fresh looking. But I am really happy with it. I have been in here for, I want to say 2 weeks now, and I am loving it. Like, it has been a huge game changer. It feels so refreshing and nice to come in here. I'm loving having a designated space for it, and I have more plans for things to do in the room. I am still constantly working on it, and that was part of the whole, like, I want it to be perfect kind of thing, was that, like, oh, I keep having new plans or more plans that I haven't gotten to do yet, but it's just going to constantly be a work in progress, and I don't have to have everything that I want to do finished in order to show it to you guys. So, like, yesterday, I got the, you know how I told you guys I wanted to make a little area to hang cards on the wall? Well, I got that set up yesterday, and it's not done yet either. I got it up and I hung up the cards that I've gotten most recently, but I have a lot more cards from you guys that I need to pull out and get hung up on there. But for now, I'm happy with it, but I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then the other thing is, I'm going to show you guys my yarn. So people have been asking about my yarn storage, like the whole time I've been on YouTube, like, how do I store my yarn? Can we see your yarn? And I've told you guys I keep them in cubes with doors to keep my cats out of it and dust out of it. Now that I have this room, the cats out of it isn't such a big deal, but having the dust kept out of it is always a plus. The only thing is you don't get that really beautiful visual of all my yarn behind me, but I will be taking you guys on a tour of the yarn, so those are the things that we're gonna do today. But before we dive into that, how are you doing? Let me know down in the comments what you said. I couldn't quite hear you. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you and your loved ones are taking care of the best that you can. I hope you guys are having a great week. It is Thursday, so you are almost done. Almost Friday, guys. So hopefully you guys have had a good week so far, and hopefully you can keep on trucking for this last little bit that we have going on in the week. Just a little reminder, tomorrow is Community Spotlight. So if you don't know what Community Spotlight is, real quick, welcome to my channel, because you definitely are new if you don't know what Community Spotlight is. I'm so glad to see you, and I hope that you find this to be the comfiest, coziest little corner of YouTube. Community Spotlight is something that we do every Friday here on my channel. It is where I feature you. And I do mean you watching this video. If you are watching this video, then you are part of my community, and then that means that Friday is about you. So if you are so inclined, you're not required, of course, and no pressure, but if you would like to, you can always send in your makes. Whatever you have been up to, doesn't even have to be crochet, can be anything crafty, and you can send them into my email, which is always in the description box below my videos. It is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. In the subject line of your email, just put Community Spotlight, and somewhere in your email, let me know what name you would like to be credited with. Other than that, just attach your pictures, and anything else that you want to put in your email is totally up to you. I just need subject line to say Community Spotlight, your name somewhere in your email, that way I know how to credit you when I do the video, and your pictures. And then I edit it all together, and I put together a montage for Friday and show off your work. And I put, you know, your name with it and all that good jazz, and you can have a little bit of appreciation for the hard work that you've done. Get that moment to really show off to people who are going to be appreciative of what you've made, who get it, who understand, who are excited about that type of stuff. So it's just a good vibes place to come and, you know, get a little ego boost, I guess, and to get to be proud of yourself for a minute, and other people can see it and get inspired. You can get inspired if you're, you know, watching And like I said, you don't have to submit anything. A lot of people just really like to watch and see the different types of things that get made and sent in for Community Spotlight. It is so cool seeing the different spin everybody puts on everything. Even when people make the same thing, no two items are the same because everybody has their own little personal touch. It's cool seeing what kind of yarn people pick and, what size hook they use and the stitches that they decide to do, what projects they decide to do. Things that you maybe wouldn't make, but you're like, ooh, it's cool to see it. I love to see someone else do it. So it's just a fun time all around. And if you are not new here, welcome back, my Nomi. I hope that you are excited to get a little tour. We can go ahead and jump into the little tour. But first, I made a point of not putting this on before the video today so that I would make a little moment out of remembering to mention it. Here is my breast cancer awareness beanie. Well, not beanie. Would this be a beanie? I don't know. Slouchy hat? I think I'd call it a slouchy hat. First, let me say, don't forget to get your boobies checked. Self-checks are important. Feel around there. You can recruit a friend if you'd like to. Feel for lumps. Always check for things that feel different than normal. Don't worry. Lumpy boobs are also normal too, but things that feel out of the usual, hard lumps, things like that. And you can always just ask your doctor about anything that feels strange. Better to ask, have 5 seconds of discomfort, and them tell you, hey, it's totally fine, that's nothing to be worried about. I've done it. And know that you have that peace of mind. Or if you are of the age or risk factors or whatever that you should be having a mammogram, this is your reminder to schedule your mammogram. So make sure that you do that. Also about this hat, I did have at least one person that I've seen. I haven't gotten to go through my comments yet today, but I did kind of glance at them, asking if there was a pattern for it. This hat, I made it last year during October, and I believe I talked about what I did for it more in depth in my 13 Days of Halloween videos. I don't know which video, but if you are like super interested in exactly what I did, look at the 13 Days of Halloween playlist, and somewhere in those videos I talked about what I did for this hat. But it is the Divine hat up top. So you guys see how from here to here it's got this kind of pattern. It's the Divine hat to there, and then I just went rogue and did my own thing. I see double crochets and back loop only double crochets. I'm pretty sure this is a Trinity stitch along the edge here. Like, it looks like 2 rounds of Trinity stitch. But I couldn't tell you for sure. These might be half doubles or singles right here. But I just wanted to make kind of an oversized slouchy hat, which I definitely succeeded at doing. And then I put a pom-pom. So that is what this hat is. All right, guys, without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting for, let us look around the craft room. All right, to begin, we will pretend like we're coming into the room, and I will give you guys a look from the doorway. So when you enter the craft room, this is what you see. You see this rug that I made. Well, blanket, but I turned it into a rug now. You see my yarn. I'm just kind of giving you an overall glimpse of the room, and then I'm going to hone in on the specifics. All right. So here is the door that I just entered from. That is my Hobby Lobby bag of garbage. I don't have a little garbage can in here yet, which I do want to get one in here. But for now, I just have, reusing a grocery store bag, which I always reuse grocery store bags as little garbage bags anyways. So this is this corner where I've got my jellyfish hanging. I wish I could back up more. And I'm sorry if I bump things on my phone and make the audio weird. I am holding my phone while I film this. That needs straightened. It's really hard to keep this straight. I really need something on the back of it to like keep it from sliding around. But oh well. Okay. So first things first, that's laundry. So ignore that. That is my scrappy blanket that I showed you guys, or not blanket, scrappy rug that I showed you guys yesterday. So I've got a lot of scrap yarn in there, and then also the rug itself is in there. This is one of my ring lights. This one extends and can be like as tall as me. This is my crochet pattern books and kits, and a notebook or two. And then that is stuff that I am been working on gathering up for my next giveaway, which I want to do soon, but it's like notions and stuff. This is my Wizards Only Hagrid sign. Love it so much. These are little things for doing like hair ties and like, you know, like scrunchies and stuff like that, that my sister made me. And I actually really need to do that. I just always am doing so many things that I keep not doing it, but I would like to make some scrunchies and put them on these because they are so cool. And then these are some little things that I ordered literally like a million years ago, but they say Nova Gnome Creations on them. Got these customized from this company that's listed on here, Artifact Studios. They're really, really cute. There's some leather ones too. I just got like a little variety. I hardly ever use them, but I love having them and, you know, having that option to customize things. I have this over-the-door like shoe organizer that is for yarn. So it's got yarn that I'm currently using for projects. That's what now that I'm in here and I have this space, you know, it's super easy to use this for that. So that's what I'm now using it for. So like these 3 rows are current projects that I'm working on. The top one is some yarn I got at Ollie's, which was just, let me try to get in here. I have this stuff on the floor. This laundry basket. This one, it's a Marley Bird yarn, and I kind of just got it literally because of that. I was like, I've used her patterns before. And then this one was, what yarn is this? Cozy Wool. But yeah, I'm not in a very good position to get to that, so I'm like stepping over like a bajillion things. This is my little corner of yarn. It's kind of messy now. My blocking boards are in the corner. That bag right there actually goes in the corner too, but I've had it out because I've been using it. It does fit in the corner, even with stuff in it though. So this is my blanket yarns, velvet yarns, and chenille yarns. Almost all of them are in there, other than like a few that I've pulled out while working on projects and just kind of never put back in there. But yeah, I have, to give you an idea, whoop, this opens up on 2 different sides. So this is one side of it, and this is blanket yarn. They have like a split top, so you can open one side and not the other. And these ones actually have little viewing windows, so you can kind of see what's inside of them. This is super cute. I got this when I was in Michigan. Was it last year? No, that was when I lived in Michigan. I got this when I lived in Michigan. Here, let's see. So it's a Shiba drinking boba. If you guys don't know, this is boba, like boba tea. My sister and I really like boba tea. It's so cute. And there's this place in Michigan that we like to go to, which actually, if any of you guys are local to Michigan, you'll probably know it. It's called Frankenmuth, and we love to go to Frankenmuth, and we would try to go like every year. There's like a place there that you can get boba tea, and they had these little plushies there, and her and I both got one. They're very, very cute. And then there's my polyfill, my little mushroom squishmallow. It's kind of behind this. I just got this recently from Hobby Lobby. I normally don't buy stuff like that's not on sale. So I've actually seen it a few times that I've went, but this was only $9.99, and I really, really wanted it. And I know that this is not going to make it to clearance So it was the last one. Like, they may get more, but I really, really liked it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's got, like, texture to it. Like, this stuff is, like, surface stitched and embroidered onto here and stuff. So, I really, really loved it. I was just like, I have to have that. What project do I have in there? Oh, yeah, I have the baby blanket that I'm working on for my niece. And then I have my bag, the mushroom bag that I showed you guys recently. I have that witch's hat that I made. Here's my jellyfish. I literally have my arm stretched all the way up to try to show this. But this thing is really, really big. Like, give you some size reference. This is my hand with it. And then, yeah. Here is my little gnome that I got for Christmas a couple years ago from my sister-in-law, with like the mermaid. I always think of this as like mermaid scales, but you know, like the color shifting sequins that you can like push up on, and they do that. Love it. And then you guys may recognize this recently from Happy Mail. I put that there so that I can see it every day. I'll kind of give you guys a tour of the top of here before we go. Like, I'm going to do the yarn last, I think. That way I can work my way all the way around. So, I've got some books here and my Monster High dolls, both of which I have talked about on the channel. But these are, both Laguna Blue, which I am absolutely loving having, some Monster High dolls. I've talked about it before, but like I never had Monster High dolls back when they were around the first time. So I was super excited that they brought them back, and I was like, I'm gonna get myself some Monster High dolls. So I got that one first, and then that one is my more recent acquisition. But I really like the Laguna Blue ones because she is like a mermaid type of doll, like a aquatic monster. And I love her little fins and just like the aesthetic. And I have them with like little drinks, and I put like her fishbone earring in. They come with accessories and different outfits so that you can like pick how you want them to look. So they don't come holding the certain things. I have more things that they're not with. This water bottle I think actually went to the other one, but I gave it to her. But they come with like snacks and drinks and different stuff, different outfits. I put that little fuzzy thing on her. This is actually supposed to be a headband, but I have it on her like a crown. And it also came with this adorable little fish, which I actually absolutely love. Here is, by the way, this book is not just incredibly dusty. It is like a textured, fabric-y type of book. It is dusty too, but it's like, the dust is like part of the book now, so ignore that. This is the thing that sparked my, love for creating plushies. It is super, super tiny. For reference, here is it with my fingers. This was a little Daiso kit to make a little patchwork bear, and it basically just came with the fabric, the beads to make the eyes, and some thread, like embroidery thread, and then it just had instructions on how to do it. Which I did not realize that it was like so basic when I bought it. Like I could have just bought fabric and stuff and done that myself, but I'm still so glad I bought it. It took me forever to do that. But it has posable arms and legs, and I literally made that, oh gosh, you guys, it would have been 10 years ago now. I think it would have been around 2013 probably. And I love it. I call it my Patchy Bear. But it was like my first thing that really like sparked my love of creating plushies. And so, I did end up like hand sewing and designing a couple of plushies after that. But I was so slow at it. It was very, very time consuming. So it was just like never gonna, be something that really took off for me. But then eventually I found crochet, and the rest is history. This mushroom fell over. There we go. I have this adorable friend no matter what. I really love this gnome because that hat is actually fabric. And then this was one of my early projects. and I don't remember what it was supposed to be. I think I was trying to make a pot with dirt, and I sized it wrong, and the dirt was going to be way bigger than the pot. I was going to like put the dirt in the pot, and so I was like, you know what, never mind, I'm turning it into a button mushroom. So that was how that one came to be. It's very squishy. It's not really stuffed enough, but that just makes it super squishy, and I love it, so I still have it. Heather at Strings and Threads made me the amazing, adorable stitches. Absolutely love it. This little gnome is from Happy Mail. You can see it kind of peeking out back here. Most of these things, I'm not really going to go too in depth with them. They all have videos. There are videos like literally regarding every single item up here, but I'll just kind of give you guys a little gist. If you're curious about a specific thing, ask and I can try to find the video for you where I talked about it. But these are things that I've made like over the course of having my channel. That is technically a birdhouse. I got that last spring break at Joann's and I loved it, so I had to have it. This is my card wall that I was telling you guys about. So what I did was I am tripping on my blanket rug. I wanted to do like kind of a collage as the basis of the wall. So I've got like inspirational quotes and galaxies, because you guys know I'm obsessed with galaxy stuff. I love galaxy stuff. Hence our galaxy mascot gnome over there. And then what I did was I went back and forth with push pins and this stuff. Satin nylon macrame cord. Looks like this. I went back and forth between the push pins and went like this. Whoosh, whoosh. Sorry if I'm making anybody nauseous. And then I got these tiny little paper clips, or not paper clips, clothespins at the dollar store. They look like this. And the idea was that I could put cards on them and then I can have a little card wall. So I went ahead and like dispersed them around a little bit because for one, it looks cuter, and two, then they're there for when I want to put cards up. I need to have hubby put some on that top one because I almost died putting that push pin in because I am too short for reaching up that high. But let me back up again without tripping on this rug. Oh, you guys hear Lincoln outside the door? He hears me in here talking and he's like, what are you doing in there? Here's what it's looking like. Like I said, I have way more cards to put up over there. I have a lot of cards that I have saved while doing the channel from Happy Mail, and I want to put those up there. But some of the ones that I've gotten most recently with like granny squares are up there. This is kind of a mess because I have things that I'm planning on doing on top of here. One, those card games need to get put in the other room because I have a new spot for games and I just still haven't done that. But I have some different crafts that I plan on doing that are having the things up there for them. But this is just my regular craft drawers. This is mostly stuff not relating to crochet because I am like into a lot of crafts. That box right there is all perler bead stuff. This is stuff that I still need to find homes for from my other setup. Yeah, I still need to do that. I just haven't. Honestly, I don't have an excuse. These are looms, which eventually I want to put them on the wall. I am also debating on whether I should even be keeping them because I do not use them. I used them before I learned how to crochet and I have not touched them since. And I'm like, I need to be honest with myself if I'm ever actually going to use them again? Probably. But so far I have not. That is my Centro loom, or knitting machine, I mean. This is just a window. There's a little venti thing for hubby's 3D printer. That is like a little solar light that I got at the dollar store like a couple years ago. Those are some Isabel plushies from Animal Crossing and my incense box. Well, one of them, the one that goes in here. This window is absolutely like atrocious. It's dark outside right now, or I would show you. I don't think you're going to be able to see it all, but let me see. You might still be able to tell. Yeah, you can still tell. So you guys see how this looks so disgusting? Well, that is on the outside of the window. And I am on an upstairs apartment. It's like grass, basically, that is just like algae almost on the outside of the window, and there's no way for us to get to it. We have scrubbed that window so many times trying to make it look nicer. So I actually bought some window clings, these like stained glass window clings that go over the whole window, and I'm going to be doing that soon. So I will show you guys what those look like after we get them up, probably this weekend. I'm so excited because I've actually always wanted those anyway, so I'm like, good time to do it. And I had been thinking about it forever, but like when this was the bedroom, we just never opened the blinds in here because like we wanted it to be dark when we were sleeping and stuff. So now that it's the craft room during the day, I can open it up and enjoy them. So here is my crochet calendar with my little acorn fairy for October. This is hubby's 3D printer. It's inside of technically a grow tent, but you can buy like, I think like they're like thermal tents. You don't have to get like a grow tent, but it's like, it makes more sense to get a grow tent because I think they're a little more like cost effective. But the reason for that is the 3D printer has to be kept at a certain temperature, like pretty warm. I think like 80 degrees or something or higher while it's printing, or the prints don't come out right. So there's like a little heater in there, and there's like a little dial for the heater right there. Here's some of hubby's 3D printing pieces. But yeah, that's what this is. It's, it doesn't match the rest of the room, but it's not bad looking. And I did make it look a little cuter by putting some plushies up here. So here is some of my Pokemon plushies and Cupid Gnome. And also I need to find a place for these ribbons. So they're just sitting up there, but I wanted to move them in here because I felt like that made more sense to have them in here. But yeah, so this is some of my Pokemon plushies. I actually have way more Pokemon plushies than this, but they are not out right now. And I'm like still debating on how I want to handle that situation. I was like super into collecting Pokemon plushies for years and years, basically my whole life. But I went through like a period where that was like my main hobby. Like now how I do crochet, like I collected Pokemon and was like really big into Pokemon collecting communities. So I have a lot. Plushies have always been like my favorite. And I did at one point have like our whole bedroom themed Pokemon with lots of Pokemon stuff. But now it's been like years since I've had that stuff all out. So I've been like, I should probably go through and pare down like massively, but every time I try to do that, I'm like, no, I love all of it. So at some point I really need to do that. But if you guys don't know, these are substitute plushies. So this is a substitute doll. This is Pikachu dressed as a substitute doll. This is Pikachu dressed as Eevee. This is Eevee dressed as Pikachu. I really like the cosplay Pokemon where they're dressed as other Pokemon. This is a super old Meowth from the 90s that I've literally had since the 90s. Big Pikachu that hubby put his hat on. This is like a really cute like pastel Pikachu. I don't know how much you can tell in the video, but it's so cute and it's so soft. This was one of the 20th anniversary Pikachus. I have several of these ones that have like prints on them. They're really cool. And then there's Cupid Gnome, which I like made all according to hubby's specifications. So I gave it to him after I made it and did my video on it. And then I put it over here because he has just been like sticking it in random places and not actually having it anywhere. All right, so let me back up so I can show you guys this wall. So here is the entirety of this wall. That is my jewelry. That's where I hang my necklaces. This was my makeup storage cart. But now that I have been doing crocheting, makeup also was a hobby that I went through for several years, having be like my big hobby. So that was like just completely makeup. But when I redid the craft room into here, I went through it and pared down into the final like 3 or 4 drawers, all of my makeup palettes and stuff. And the rest of it is for crochet stuff now, or craft related stuff. Things that I use a lot, I wanted over here. I've started to move my coloring books into here. I have more coloring books than this, but those are the ones I have over here. And then this is something I'm currently working on, but I need to finish. gonna be a present for my niece because they did like koalas for her, I guess, nursery theme, but they didn't really like end up doing a nursery, so they just kind of did koalas for her theme of herself. That's my other niece, my brother's daughter, not the niece that's not born yet. To give you guys a little tour of these, they're a little bit of a mess right now. But I've got like river rocks that I put in things to weigh them down. I used this one time so far, so I can't really give a good opinion on it yet. I want to wait and use it on the ones that have given me a lot of trouble in the past, and then I'll let you guys know what I think of that. I went through and organized my safety eyes recently, which is going to be a whole video on itself, so I'm not really going to go into that a lot. These are pretty sparse right now because I'm trying to keep them free for things that I use frequently. Keychain pieces, crochet stuff. This one has my brush for brushing yarn. I just threw those in there because I just got them recently. And then my colored pencils are in here. This one has felt and my hot glue gun. So these will fill up for sure. Right now they are not filled up a whole bunch because I just moved into this room. Here is my desk. So there's my coffee. Let me sit down. Well, actually, no. Let me show you guys up here. These boxes are those cool book boxes that I've showed you guys before, and pretend you don't see that. Actually, if you're watching this video, you get a sneak peek of something you're going to see later. That's going to be part of a different video though, so that's why I haven't showed it to you guys yet. These are those book boxes that I told you guys. I got that one last year, I believe, or the year before last, and then I got those two this year. They open up, and then I put like beads, buttons, just like little things like that. This is some little yarn ball scraps. And this little mushroom container was actually a bug terrarium that Target did in the dollar spot for like the $5 spot. And I really, really liked it. And I turned it into like a little yarn container. This is a wooden bow that I got at the thrift store probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And we spray painted it pink. It was just like wood colored. This is going to be a video later when I talk about amigurumi storage stuff. Hubby 3D printed me this chopper from One Piece, and he doesn't have legs, so I made him into that. Here is just some like things that I'm working on and whatnot. There's my little troll doll drawing that I showed you guys the other day. Some just different granny squares, things like that. This is a squishy. I don't know if you guys like these, but this is my favorite one. These things. So good for like when you're sitting here thinking and you just need something. And this actually came from the dollar store. I really, really love it though. That one's my favorite out of like all the ones I have or have had. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna sit down now and show you guys from my angle. Okay. I've also kind of just stuck things over here, so this is like not very organized. I honestly need to like redo that shelf already. You guys see what I'm saying about like it being lived in? This is a really cute picture that I somehow ended up with and never gave back to my sister. At Christmas time, she would take these like, I'm gonna call them Polaroids, but I don't know if it's actually Polaroid. But she has one of those little cameras that I think they're called Instafilms or Instamax or something, where they spit out the picture instantly, you know, like old Polaroids. And this was a picture when my nephew Ollie was really little and his little eye was stuck shut. This was Christmas or Christmas Eve. I think it was Christmas. So stinking cute. And I somehow ended up with this picture. We went through and divided them up so everybody got like their own pictures, but somehow this one ended up in like my stuff, not even with the pictures, and I just like never gave it to her because it's so cute, and I've kept it like in my mirror at my vanity and now at my desk. This is a picture of my grandpa. Anytime I talk about a grandpa, this is who I'm talking about. That's me smiling in the background when I was a kid. I'm wearing my Girl Scout dress because I was so proud of being in Girl Scouts. I would like wear those things around randomly for no reason. But my grandpa was actually my great grandpa, and he kind of played like my only grandparent that was like really in my life, and also kind of a dad. So he was a very, very important person in my life. And I miss him so much. But yeah, he takes a lot of credit for, he gets a lot of credit for me, for my life. But yeah. So here is some of the new storage stuff that I've been doing, okay? So for one, this is my ring light that I use at my desk. I wonder if I should turn it off. Yeah, I'll turn it off for now so you guys aren't blinded. So this is, let me see. There's my finger. This is a jar that I painted by doing like paint pouring years ago. And I put a little ribbon on it and I love it. So I use it for pen storage. And then there's a little lavender that I crocheted that I love to go in there. So I put it in there with my pens. These were makeup containers. All of these. This one that spins, and this one right here were all for makeup. And that was what I was talking about me like weeding out some of my makeup and condensing it because I had it like spread out, you know. I used this Singer sewing table as a vanity. So it's a Singer sewing machine stand with a piece of granite on it. We got this at a garage sale literally like, oh my gosh, 11 years ago, 13 years ago. This was one of the first things Caleb and I purchased together when I lived in Texas. We got it at a garage sale for like $80 and we were like, that is the coolest thing ever. And it was super random. But we've literally dragged it around everywhere with us, and I've used it as a vanity for years. But now I'm using it in my craft room. Anyway, so I took all my makeup out of them, and I turned them into crochet-related stuff. And I think they are so much more useful for this purpose than they were for the other purpose. So I've got this little drawer is for notions. So it's got like stitch markers, measuring tape, a little clip, washi tape, a seam ripper, a box cutter, just like little like things that you use pretty frequently. And then it's got all of these little storage like compartments where you can easily access things. So I've got hooks. I took all of my hooks out of the various like storage things I have that had them in and have them now like strewn all over the place in these. And then this one right here that has like pens and hooks. These are things I use extremely frequently, and it's basically I just put them in there like throughout the day when I switch my hook. They're the hooks that I use the most often. But I've got row counters, I've got a threader. This is another recent acquisition that I got from Hobby Lobby that I had to have. It's a measuring tape. It is so cool. Gnome is where the yarn is. And there's my little mushroom that you guys know I keep my like actively using scissors and needles and whatnot in while I'm crocheting. Here is a cute little fuzzy penguin. This is a little spinny thing. And like I said, it was for makeup stuff. I did have like lip glosses and chapsticks and all that kind of stuff in here. But now it is for crochet related things. So that's what I've got in there. Yeah, so I think that's good for this area. But this is where when you guys see me filming, this is the ring light that I'm typically filming with. And just have this little button. This thing right here is the thing that I use when I film tutorials. So this has like a little flexible arm, goes down, I film right there. That's why that thing is on my desk right now, because I was just recently filming tutorials. So it's taped down to stay flat, but it's the thing that goes in the background of my tutorials. This is the part, the clamp that broke recently. So if you'll notice, this whole piece right here is actually not original. Whoops. This whole piece right here with this like metal thing is not original. This little piece right here was the clamp, and the clamp just completely broke, so we had to finagle it. And this actually came from a boom arm for like a mic, which we don't use. And hubby finagled it for me so that I can still use this and use that. So, this was from some Snorlax slippers that I had. Snorlax is a Pokemon for reference for people who don't know. And this was like a little sound thing that was in there. And we were thinking that this would be cool to go in a plushie. Put this in the middle, put this down in the arm so when you squeeze the hand or the foot or something. So that's why I've got that. Oops, taking yarn along with it. This is yarn that I'm currently using. Okay, so this table is an absolute mess right now. But it was cuter looking at one point, but it's okay. It's got current projects on it, my yarn bowl on it, my mirror, just kind of a little bit of everything. This is where I keep my Sharpies in this little container back there. And then this one is, like I said, it was a makeup storage thing, but now I've got a spot for my hot glue sticks. I've always just stuck them places, and then when I need my hot glue sticks, I have trouble finding them because they're always like stuck in random places, and they're small and they're easy to lose. Those other things are polyfill sticks and chopsticks. When I can get extra chopsticks, I do, and I use these for sticking polyfill down into stuff or to stabilize things. Like, for example, this piece of lavender is actually crocheted all around a chopstick, and that's what I used as like the base for it. I've got some hooks, a spare pair of glasses, ruler. I almost called that a measuring stick. And then you guys probably saw there's a little mess down here. This is my little Singer table base. I put some plushies down in there. This is a Moogle from Final Fantasy. That's Mew from Pokemon. Behind there is a Mandragora Queen, also from Final Fantasy. Show you guys what she looks like. She's cute. And then there is my axolotl that I crocheted that little jacket for. Currently storing some granny squares in these 2 bags, the ones I've opened already. And then I've got 2 here. I'm not going to pan down because I don't want you to see any address information, but 2 that I have not opened on the channel yet. I think that's it. And I'm realizing that this video is going to be too long to include the yarn, because going through all of this yarn is probably going to be a very long video. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go for this video. I'm sorry, I totally am hyping you up and then not giving you the whole show. But if I put this yarn in this video is probably going to be an hour or more long, which would be a little ridiculous. In the meantime, though, if you guys are curious, I actually have a video that I filmed last year of me redoing my little crafting area. I can link that in the description box, and you guys can see my old crafting area, where it was before I moved into here. And you will see that it was small beginnings for sure. So I'll link that in the description box in case you guys are curious to see what my setup was before this. And like I said, we will be doing the yarn tour. I will not make you guys wait for that. So just be a little bit patient, and we will have a yarn tour soon. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for being here. Bye, guys.